Hi everyone, Abby here, and welcome back to my channel for Tech Tuesday, or welcome if you're new. Now today I'm going to be comparing the new Samsung Galaxy Watch 8 to the older, but still great, Garmin Venu 3S. I'm going to be going over the major differences here, and I'll let you guys know which one I prefer overall. But before I get started, make sure to hit that subscribe button if you're not already subscribed so you can stay tuned to all my new videos dropping weekly and so you can help the channel grow. So I have the Garmin Venu 3S here in the color Dust Rose Soft Gold, and I have the Galaxy Watch 8 40mm here in the color White Silver. And they both do come in a variety of color options and different sizes as well, in case you're looking for something bigger. So as I mentioned, today I'm going over the major differences here. If you guys are looking for more information on them, I've done full individual reviews on both of these smartwatches here, which you can find coming up at the top right, also linked in the description below for you to check out when you're done watching this. So before I get into the differences, let's start off with the spec similarities so you guys can get an idea of what they have in common. So both of these smartwatches have built-in GPS and can track a variety of activities such as running, walking, yoga, Pilates, hiking, and more. They both track a variety of daily metrics such as your steps, your calories burned, your active minutes, your floors climbed. They're both water resistant up to 5 ATM or 50 meters, so you can take them in the pool, in the rain, in the snow with no issues. They also both have Bluetooth calling available, so you can take calls directly off of your smartwatch. They have voice assistant built in. You can look at your smartphone notifications on here, and I've gone ahead and listed a bunch more similarities on screen for you. So jumping into the differences here, the first one would be the price. Now when it comes to the price of these smartwatches, the Galaxy Watch 8 40mm Bluetooth version I have here currently goes for $499.99 Canadian and $349.99 American, while the Garmin Venu 3S currently goes for $659.99 Canadian and $449.99 American. And one thing I did want to mention is the Garmin Venu 3S did come out in 2023, while the Galaxy Watch did come out in 2025. So because the Garmin watch here has been out for a bit longer, it does go on sale more regularly, and even as of recording right now, it is on sale for about $100 off. So that's a benefit of getting a smartwatch that's a little bit older, still getting a great smartwatch, but you are able to grab it at a discounted rate because it goes on sale more frequently. That being said, with the Galaxy Watch, there are currently trade-in incentives that you can get with this smartwatch, which can save you a bit of money if you have a current smartwatch that you do want to trade in. So I've gone ahead and put these on the same wrist just so you guys can see what they look like side by side. Now you can see that the Galaxy Watch 8 does look a lot bigger, but also the cushion cut design here, which is, that square circle cut, that border there, does make it look bigger. It kind of adds a bit more bulk, where the Garmin Venu 3S is completely circular and it does look a bit more sleek and smaller on my wrist. Now when it comes to comfort, I find both of them very comfortable to wear. They're both lightweight smartwatches as well. Which one do you guys prefer, the design of the Galaxy Watch 8 or the Garmin Venu 3S? Drop that in the comments below. And I've also gone ahead and put the wrist sizes for both of these smartwatches on screen for you so you can see if they will work out for you. Now I do have a 7-inch wrist, and with the Garmin Venu 3S, there's one band size, kind of one fits all. With the Samsung Galaxy Watch here, you do have to choose between a small medium-sized band or a medium-large sized band. And if you guys are finding this video helpful so far, please go ahead and smash that like button for me. I'd really appreciate it. Alright guys, so when it comes to the design between both of these smartwatches, there are a lot of differences here. One, just looking at them, you could see that the Garmin Venu 3S looks a little bit smaller beside the Samsung Galaxy Watch 8. There's a cushion cut design with the Galaxy Watch, where there's a circular design with the Venu 3S. Garmin Venu 3S also has kind of a shiny bezel, where the Samsung Galaxy Watch 8 has more of a matte bezel and metal case kind of going around it, aluminum casing there, where the Garmin has more of a polymer case going around it and just a metal bezel and accent. When it comes to the display, the Garmin Venu 3S has an AMOLED color display, where the Galaxy Watch 8 has a Super AMOLED color display. So it's a bit more crisp, a bit more, bolder colors on there, but they both look really nice in my opinion. When it comes to the band, they are different as well. The Garmin watch does have the standard quick release band with little pins that you kind of slide in and out, where the Samsung watch here does have this push button mechanism band, which I am not a huge fan of myself. They're also both pretty thin. They're both pretty lightweight smartwatches. So when it comes to activity tracking between both these smartwatches, I think they both do a really good job. When it comes to GPS outdoor performance, Garmin does take the edge there. I do find it to be more accurate and more precise when it comes to the GPS tracking, and especially when it comes to recording things like my pace. So I do find that the Garmin watch does get my pace adjusted faster than the Samsung Galaxy Watch 8 does. So for my use cases, I do find the Garmin watch more accurate for GPS data in terms of where I actually am when I'm looking at, my mapped route, and in terms of the pace and the metrics that I'm getting live as I'm working out. Now, when it comes to indoor workouts, I do find the Garmin watch as well is better. It does have, Bluetooth built in. With that Bluetooth, you can connect a variety of external devices like heart rate sensors, speed and cadence sensors, and that's something that I really find helpful if I'm doing indoor cycling, especially. Where with the Galaxy Watch, I'm not able to connect external sensors. However, I am able to connect the Bluetooth headphones and stuff. Now, when it comes to activity tracking, once again, when you're actually working out, you're able to see more information with the Garmin watch, and you're able to edit them more. So with Garmin, I can add a bunch of different screens for different things. So I like the customizability there with Garmin, just that you can have so much information there at a glance. So with the Galaxy Watch, you do get a good amount of information there. Like you can see your calories burned, you can see the time, the duration you're in the workout, stuff like that, but it's just not as in-depth of the information you can see live. Overall, I do think the Garmin watch does take the edge there when it comes to activity tracking. You just have some more data information available to you, and I do find it a bit more accurate myself. But one thing I did want to mention is that the Galaxy Watch does track more activities than the Garmin Venu 3S does. So that could be super beneficial for you depending on the activities that you do. For example, the Garmin watch here does not track dance, where the Galaxy Watch does. You can track dance, you can track Zumba, they just have more activities in general. So when it comes to the battery life of both of these watches, that's a huge area where they do differ. The Galaxy Watch 8 has a battery life that goes up to 40 hours on a single charge, where the Garmin Venu 3S has a battery life up to 10 days on a single charge. Now with my usage, I did not get that. I did get significantly less. So with the Galaxy Watch 8, on average, I got 19 to 19.5 hours of battery life with this watch. And with the Garmin Venu 3S, I got on average 7 to 8 days of battery life with this watch. So definitely a big difference here when it comes to battery life. That could be a significant difference for you depending on if you care about, how much you gotta charge your watch or not. Now, obviously, Garmin takes the edge here when it comes to battery life, but having to charge your watch daily may not be an issue for you, depending on the type of user you are and if you're able to fit that easily into your lifestyle. For me, I personally do prefer to charge my watch less. I find it an inconvenience having to charge my smartwatch every day, but once again, that's just me. You guys might not care about that at all. So another difference between these smartwatches is the smart features. So both of these smartwatches do have a good amount of smart features. They can do Bluetooth calling, they have voice assistant available, but there are some differences. So with the Garmin watch, you can use Google Assistant, you can use Siri, and you can use Bixby. Now with the Galaxy Watch, because this smartwatch is for Android users only, there's no Siri compatibility on here. Where the Garmin watch, you can use it with Androids and you can use it with iPhones. So something I did want to mention as well. Once again, with the Galaxy Watch here, the voice assistants you have available is you can use Google, you could use the new Google Gemini Assistant, and of course you can use Bixby. Another difference is that the Garmin watch does have a lot less compatible apps than the Samsung Galaxy Watch. So with the Samsung Galaxy Watch, you can add a bunch of apps from the Google Play Store that are compatible with here. You can add Spotify, you can add WhatsApp, you can add tic-tac-toe, you can add a bunch of different games on there, Spotify, a bunch of things. So it's really nice to be able to have more app capability on there if you are someone who does like to use a bunch of apps on your smartwatch. With the Galaxy Watch here, you can see your menstrual cycle tracking, and you can track, daily symptoms and stuff like that. You can do that on the watch, and you can do it on the app. Now, you can do the same thing with the Garmin watch. The only difference is the organization, the appearance and stuff. So on the Garmin watch, you were able to track a bit more information, I actually do find, for women's health, and it looks better. It's more organized. I really like the presentation and more information on the Garmin watch when it does come to women's health. Now, when it comes to sleep tracking between both of these smartwatches, I find both of them are okay, not great. With the Galaxy Watch, I'll say that the Galaxy Watch 8 is the best sleep tracking I've seen yet from Samsung, so definitely some improvement there. And I do like that they do this whole sleep animal profile thing where, you know, they take your sleep metrics and the characteristics of your sleep and they say what animal you are like. I do think that's interesting. It's kind of cute to see as well. But the sleep stages are definitely off. And with the Garmin watch as well, they don't have the sleep animal thing, but they do have the sleep coach, which I find can be pretty helpful for you. Now, while Samsung has a sleep coach too, but I do find that for both of them, you know, you get pretty accurate time you fell asleep, time you woke up. I do find on the Samsung Galaxy Watch, the sleep messages you're getting are more accurate than on the Garmin watch actually. The actual metrics are a bit more accurate on the Garmin watch here, especially when I'm looking at like the movements, my breath rate, but the sleep stages on both of these watches are off and they do need to be improved. You know, especially time awake is always very low on these smartwatches. So when it comes to the UI, how these smartwatches look, you know, the system there, I will say that they both do look different. Say the Galaxy Watch 8 does have a more like modern UI or user interface. It does look a bit cleaner in some areas, especially when you're swiping through. I will say the little app circles do look a bit messy, but you can change that into a list view if you prefer. Where the Garmin watch, it does look a bit older, but I actually do prefer the look of it. I just find it's like very simple looking, but it's easy to navigate. And I like something that's easy to use and quick to use. I like the operation of the Garmin watch a bit better. It's just kind of faster to see your metrics and to start an activity, and that's something that I prioritize out of a smartwatch. Versus the Galaxy Watch, it does take a bit longer to start an activity. It takes a little bit longer to see all of your information, especially because you need to go into different apps for certain things, and you kind of got to swipe through all of your metrics there. But both of them, honestly, if you need to look at information, you can get it done pretty quickly. I think the UIs on both of these smartwatches look pretty good. So when it comes to me and which one I prefer, I'd go with the Garmin Venu 3S. I like that it's a smaller form factor on my wrist. The activity tracking is really accurate. It's easy to start an activity, easy to use, and the battery life here, phenomenal. It just looks a little bit more like classy in a way, where this one looks a little bit more sporty. Nothing wrong with that, but I just do prefer the look and color here. I love the feminine pink, so pretty. If you're someone who you prioritize having long battery life, if you're someone who does a lot of outdoor GPS activities as well, this could be a really great option for you. Now, if you are someone who you prefer to have more app capability and you want to have more smart features on here, like this has Google Gemini built in default, this could be a really great option for you as well. So honestly, I think if you go with either of these smartwatches, I don't think you'd regret it. They're both great options. I just think they're kind of for slightly different users. So if you guys are looking to pick up either of these smartwatches today, I've gone ahead and left a link down in the description for you to use. And if there's anything I missed today that you want to know, go ahead and drop a comment below. I do read all the comments and I will definitely get back to you. And that's all I have for today. Thanks for watching, and make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Bye.